If you want to use the graphing on your CASIO, if you go to menu, the original menu, and you go to number 5, this is where your graphs are. If you want to just graph a line, you just type it in. So let's say like 2x minus 4. And that'll give me my line. If I want to draw it, right, I just push draw. If you want to zoom out, you push Shift F2. You can zoom out if you want to see something better. Just push enter. There we go. Zoomed out a little. If you want to change the window because you wanted to see something different, you can change that by pushing Shift F3. If we push exit and then draw again, there's the window I've adjusted. So there's how you just graph a line. A couple of things you can do with any function that you graph. So actually let's do another one. Let's graph like x squared minus 4. So I can see over here that there's some stuff going on, some points of intersection. So a really cool thing we can use is Shift F5, which is gsolve. And what that'll do is I can find a whole bunch of things. For example, if I want to find the root, like of either that line, or if I don't want the line, I can push over, or I guess up, and I can find a root of this. If I push enter, tells me that the root of the parabola is negative 2 comma 0, and if I push over, it'll give me the other one, 2 comma 0. Oops. If I want to do, let's see, what else do we have? Max or min, obviously in the parabola there's a min, so I can check that out. Okay, so there's the minimum of the parabola. Oop. I guess not. Oh, sorry, that was confusing. It's 0, right? 2.4 blah blah times 10 to the negative 7 is basically 0, so 0 comma negative 4. Sorry about that. If I, let's see, what else do I want to do? Y-intercept, I can figure out where it hits the y-axis. Intersect, I can figure out where the two graphs intersect. Or I can plot, I guess, the points of intersection, if I want to plot the points of intersection. If you push enter, it actually plots the points. So if you want to actually label them, that's what that does. Let's see, what else? Oh, and if you do some calculus, you can do some integrals, but we'll leave that for later. Let's see. So if you also are thinking, okay, I'd rather graph an inequality, well, let's see, to delete, I can just delete it, F1. If I wanted to graph this, but greater than 2x minus 4, push type, which is F3, go over, which is F6, and there are all your inequality choices. If I do greater than, I push it, and then I type my function in. So when I draw it now, it has the dashed line for the greater than, and it has the shaded region. And this works really cool if I have two of them. So if I want to change this one to not greater than, but less than, I just push type again, go over. Let's do less than or equal to this time. Let's do X, why not? Draw it. And you can even see the shaded region, which is really awesome. And again, if you want to find where they intersect, Shift G solve, intersect, and they intersect at 4, 4. So now I know that. Let's see. Another cool thing, so the table, if you push menu 7, is where your table's located. So if I want to do, oops, not greater than, let me delete both. So if I just want to check out the table for x squared, now I click table, there it is. If I want to know what's going on at 0.93, I type 0.93, it gives me 0.93 squared. So there's your table of values, so that's useful to have. Another thing that's really good to know is if you do menu 2, you can do stats. So one of the things you can do is like line of best fit. So you can type in all your data. So I had done this one in class at some point. We had typed in all these years and this data. If you push graph, it'll actually, in graph 1, it'll actually plot the points for you. And this is, the kids can see there's an outlier here. It can also, if you do calc, you can actually push x, ax plus b, and it gives you right? Your regression line, which is really cool and useful. And if you push copy, and then it'll bring you to here, and if you push enter, what it actually does is if I go back to menu 5 and look at the graph, it actually puts the line here. Oops, I have to select it. It puts the line so that I can actually draw the line that it had told me was line of regression. And on menu 2, if you want to draw the line of regression, okay, so there's this, and we did calc, Ax plus b, see how F6 says draw, and it draws the line through, and you can say like, oh, that looks pretty good. And again, you can see like, well, it could be better if I got rid of the extra point on the outlier, so I could delete the outlier and then try it again and see what it looks like. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do. I like how your picture's in the corner the whole time while I'm doing this. Let's see. Yeah, I think that covers what you had asked, but if there's anything else, let me know.